Hello, this is Dave at AFX Search, Licensed Investigators. This video we're going to be talking about the difference between catching a cheater in a relationship versus how do you know if someone's cheating. Well, what is the difference? You've seen all the lists online of how do you know if a spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend is cheating. They're distant, they have new clothes, they have more or less interest in you, they disappear for different amounts of time. That's great. That's indications of that it might be happening, or how do you know if it's possible? If you want to know for sure, now you're talking about catching somebody and proving it. What can you do yourself as an individual to be able to do this? Obviously, you can't watch a spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend 24 hours, 7 days a week. So what can you do? Well, can you slap a GPS on their car? It's probably illegal in most cases. If you have the ability to do that, maybe it's your own car or you have an interest in it, check with an attorney to make sure it's legal, go ahead and do it. Do you want to monitor their cell phone? Well, if they're really deep into a relationship that's not the main relationship, they might have a prepaid phone or a second phone you don't know about. It's probably not going to work, and there's some illegalities there about tapping somebody's phone. So what can you do? Well, start with identifying the pattern. When and where is this happening? Once you know when and where it's happening, then you can monitor those very narrow ranges of time. You don't have to track them 24/7, just when they're doing something bad. So what do? Well, start by checking ATM withdrawals. Even if they're not hidden, ATM withdrawals are usually done in advance of a meeting. Somebody's got a relationship, boyfriend or husband is got a girlfriend on the side, they're going to need cash in order to maintain that relationship. They're going to go out to dinner, they're going out to lunch, they're not going to put it on their credit card because that's going to show up. They're not going to write a check because that will show up. They're going to use cash. When and where they're going to get the cash? Probably right before their date or shortly before. So look over time, over the course of a month or so, when and where ATM withdrawals happen. You're going to see a pattern. They work here, they live there, but they're taking out money from a credit card, ATM over here. What does that tell you? That's where they're at, right? So you want to see when and where that happens. You'll also know the approximate time. Is it lunch? Is it dinner? Is it other times on the weekend, maybe when the other party is working? One thing you got to remember with a infidelity relationship, people get really ambitious. They get careless. The romance is like a drug. It draws them out and it makes them not think straight. So you're going to find that they're going to make more mistakes. So try to be careful, but there will be mistakes. There always is. So you can find those log times of these events. Also, log times of cancellations. If you have plans, or if there's time of working late, or if somebody doesn't come home for lunch like they used to, write those down. Keep a log file of when those cancellations happen. Try to make as many plans with your spouse or relationship partner as you can all the time, and just notice when they're canceled. Don't even argue when they're canceled. Let those things get canceled so you can see when that pattern happens, and then you can see the history of when it's common that these cancellations occur. If you ask your boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband or wife for lunch every single day and they only cancel on Wednesdays, what does that tell you? That's when it's happening. So do that for a while. Don't argue against it. Make it easy. If you argue against it, it might make those cancellations stop and you'll never know what the answer is. Also, don't confront on a first issue. If you see something happening, don't confront on it right away. Watch how far it goes. If you don't confront, the person might be more careless and think they're getting away with it. Even if they're wrong, let that thing slide a little bit so you can see what information you can get. And then if you do want to confront, casually verify a cover story. If somebody says, hey, I was with my brother-in-law, Joe, check with Joe to see if that's true, but don't do it in a way that's accusing him. Don't say, hey, Joe, was he with you? Just casually verify, hey, I heard you went to the store the other day. Or ask them what they did. Or maybe even if they have a cover story, ask that person if you could meet them for something at the same time. Do this very casually, do it covertly, and you can really find out easily and prove if there is a separate relationship besides your main relationship. One of the reasons why investigators are a good way to do this is because an investigator is not going to be involved in the process. They're not going to be emotional. They're not going to be connected with this process. So a lot of these things that we'll do won't get distracted by being angry or being upset when you do discover what the activity is. So if you want to look at it yourself, here's a few options. Make sure you do it legally. You're not breaking any laws, because if you do, it might come back and haunt you in the end. And just be careful as you're doing it, because sometimes people, when they're being followed, get scared and they may take action you wouldn't like. If you want more information on catching infidelity, you can reach us at our website at afxsearch.com.